What is going on, everybody? It is Ty's Worlds TV with Geek Load Stars. We are back, guys. We are back. Now, usually I would do a reaction to the latest One Piece chapter. That's what we usually do on Saturdays. Or if we have Boruto, we'll do Boruto instead. Or maybe do it together, depending on how people feel. However, today I decided to do something a little bit different. Happy New Year's, guys. First off, I hope you guys had a good New Year. Secondly, we're gonna do a top 10. Top 5 best moments of Elbaph. Okay, so we doing the whole Elbaph. I don't know if you want to say part 1. I don't know if you want to say it that way, but we ended the year. We started the year in Elbaph, and we ended the year in Elbaph, and we're still going to be continuing from Elbaph. So I decided to do a top 5 list. Okay, of my favorite moments of Elbaph. So we're gonna do that. Buggy should be with us soon, maybe. Not 100% sure. He's dealing with some stuff, so he said he might come through and give his list too. We'll see. But before we start, just want to say to you guys, thank you guys so much for supporting us. We really appreciate that. Please support both channels if you are new to this live stream, and if you're new to this channel, definitely smash that subscribe button. Also, guys, I really need y'all to really keep up with the liking, okay, with the liking of the videos. You gotta give me 2+, gotta give us 2+ likes. That's how you get us in the algorithm. That's how you let everybody know that we legit. You know that if you want to support us really good, if you want to support us that much, if you want us to get us out there, please help us out by doing that. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna get to this list, man. We're gonna get to this list because I've been thinking about this for a minute, for a hot minute. We've been in Elbaph since the beginning, a little bit before the beginning of the year, maybe, but we've been in Elbaph since the beginning of the year, and there have been a lot of moments and a lot of reveals and a lot of things that's been going on in Elbaph that we definitely got to talk about, and that I want to sit there, and give my list for. So, first off, we're gonna start off with the honorable mentions. That's what we're gonna do, guys. Let's start off with the honorable mentions, okay? One of my honorable mentions, I got about, how many do I have here? I got about like 5. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna say our honorable mentions first, and then we're gonna get to the top 5 most favorite. And guys, I want to just say this: it was a hard decision to make. Very, very, very hard decision, guys. Sorry. It was a very hard decision to make for this. And there was so many things to talk about. So many so many moments in Elbaph that really made it stand out, and then just was so good. So it was really hard making this list. That's why I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 honorable mentions, right? So we're gonna start this off. Number 1, Luffy shows off Gear 4 attacks in base form at chapter 1129. Now, this is on my honorable mention. I wanted to put this in my top 5, but I wanted to put it on my honorable mentions just because I never thought it was. I always thought about it, but I never thought it was possible for Luffy to sit there and go Gear 4, do Gear 4 attacks in base form. And I love how Oda subtly showed the progression of Luffy's abilities, because when he got Gear 5, the things that he can do in Gear 5, he could, everything that he can do in all his other gears, he can do in Gear 5. So I thought it was, so I thought he was going to stay in Gear 5. I didn't think he would ever go to his other gears anymore. Lo and behold, He went to Gear 4 like maybe twice in the whole Elbaph arc this year. But for him to go Gear 4, for him to do Gear 4 attacks in base form, I thought that was a really cool idea. And I love how Oda showed that Luffy's progressing in this way. And I think it's pretty cool. And it's what's the name? How do you say it? It's how it's always been shown with Luffy progressing, because when Luffy got Gear 2 and then Luffy got Gear 3, he had drawbacks for those. Then he started going back. I'm sorry. Then he got training, and then he's able to go Gear 2 without no problems. And Gear 3, he don't have that little mini drawback that he would have. He don't even have that anymore. Gear 4, he had the stamina issue because he was using too much hockey for Gear 4. Then when he gets to Wano, he's able, Roof Piece, when that happens, he's able to go Gear 4 and Gear 4 Snake Man and Bound Man, seamlessly. Like switching, like if you like in the Devil May Cry joint, you switching weapons. That's basically how Luffy was doing it at that point. And he could stay in that form longer. So now that he has Gear 5, he has the ability to use Gear 4 attacks in base form. So I always thought that was so cool. And I'm glad that we're not moving away from Gear 4, because just because he has Gear 5, that doesn't mean that the other gears are non-existent. But I haven't really seen him use Gear 2. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. So we have another honorable mention. Loki stands up in chapter 1141. Now, this was kind of crazy to me because seeing seeing Loki stand up when he has most of the chains off, and you just see him stand, and you see how ginormic this man is next to Luffy. Everybody's like a pebble compared to this dude, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I had to kind of give it, like, yo, I had to give it to him, man. Like I had to say it for that chapter, man. That was definitely a cool moment for me. So that's why that's in my honorable mention. So, all right. Another one is Loki uses his devil fruit for the first time and destroys Herald. Now, me and Buggy had talked about this last week. We didn't like the fact that the reveal was in silhouette. That took out of the moment, yes, but it still doesn't harping on the fact that that moment was so cool to me, because Loki just went to business, bro. He was smacking around Harold with his beast form, whatever it is. And a lot of people saying it's Fenrir. A lot of people saying it's something else, but until we get confirmation, right now we're just gonna say the beast form. Loki's beast form transformation, maybe maybe one of the most powerful things to happen right now. So, but still, was cool to just see Harold just get rocked, bro. It's a cool moment for me. Another one. Let me see if I got the chapter. Yeah. So 1165, chapter 1165, Garp and Roger critical mass attack Domi rocks. This was a cool moment for me because you saw Garp, you saw the whole thing unfold on God Valley with Rocks fighting Roger and Garp. And they were telling the truth, because you know how the government like to lie. In this particular case, they were sort of telling the truth. Garp and Roger needed to work together in order to defeat Rocks, and they did by Roger's idea of using the mass of hockey. I'm guessing to put all that hockey in one point and just destroying someone. So it was cool to see that. It was cool to see both of them land that attack on Rocks. And then getting that explanation of the mass of hockey. So I thought that was dope. And it was also cool that Roger used Ace in his attack, and which is probably why he named his son Ace. So that was pretty cool. And the last one I have is as an honorable mention. Harold and Rock's clash in chapter 1155. Now, listen, chapter 1155 had a lot of moments, right? And it was a lot. It was a lot. I wanted to add the Admiral thing, but it was it was kind of like in the back seat. Like, it was like off screen. So that's why I didn't add it. But seeing Rox and Harold clash for the first time using Conquerors, that just goes to show me how strong Rox is. Rox is able to hang with a legendary ancient giant's power, bro. That man's the GOAT. Bro. So, enough said. All right, so guys, that is it for my honorable mentions. Now, and guys, if you're watching this, please, comment. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. Say what's up. Say your piece. You know what I mean? Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. You know what I mean? Also, I'm trying this time too, to see if if this is good for y'all too. That's why I've been messing with the time on Saturday. So we're gonna see if this time actually works for everybody. All right. Enough of that talking. Enough of that. Top 5 favorite moments of Elbaph. Okay. Actually, I gotta rename the title. I gotta rename it actually. So I gotta do that. Okay. All right, guys. So we're not gonna play no more games. All right. Top 5 favorite moments of Elbaph. Number 5. Luffy hits Loki for talking smack about Shanks. Chapter 1131. Okay. So check this out. This is my favorite just because it made it into the top 5 because I never seen Luffy get that pissed when you're talking about somebody. I mean, yeah, I've seen him pissed, but I never seen him attack somebody that can't hit back. I've never seen that I've never seen that. If you guys have seen it, let me know in the comments. But I've never seen Luffy even do something like that. And I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a little not treacherous. That's not the word I'd use, but that's out of Luffy's character a little bit, But you know what? And it's not. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a way where you could be the coolest person in the whole world. Nothing could really bother you. You could be nice. It takes a lot to anger you. But everybody got a trigger where if you push that trigger, we're going to get out of character. So I think that was for Luffy. Loki talking about Shanks and downplaying him and just talking shit about him. And that made and mind you, Luffy went to Gear 4, by the way. He went to Gear 4 to attack Loki. Now, I wonder why he went Gear 4. Now that I went back and I looked at it, I wonder why he did that. Did he know the threat level? Or was it just because of size? I don't know. Because he could have easily just went Gear 3 at Elephant Gun. He could have just did that. But I think he saw that Luffy, I'm sorry, not Luffy, that Loki was a threat. He knew he was a threat. Now, Luffy was confident in fighting in beating Loki. But we've seen that. Luffy does get ahead of himself a lot. You know what I mean? So, with that said, that's probably why, he went to Gear 4 when he did it. So, yeah, man. So, he goes and does that. And then, like I said, that shocked me because I just, that's not a Luffy thing to do. You know what I mean? But again, I still thought, it was cool that he did it, because he does care about Shanks. That's his boy. Shit, that might be his father figure. Yeah, he's never said it, but that might be his father figure. So, no. So, yeah, so that's why that's on my number 5. Number 4. Gabon tests Luffy and Zoro, chapter 1140. Now, I put this on the top 5 list because we didn't know who that masked man was that we saw at the end of Elbaph, right? That final, epilogue chapter. So everybody was thinking it was Shiki. So we had no idea this was Gabon that was in Elbaph, been living here for years. And to see the exchange between Gabon, Luffy, and Zoro, right? It was cool for them to fight someone of the legendary Roger Pirates. So that was dope. Also showing you, even though Gabon is at an older age, he can still rock and roll with the best of them. Yeah, he's older, sure, but he can still do what he got to do. Him slamming the key on top of Luffy with the hockey was crazy to me, bro. Then he takes out the axes, starts doing his attack right midair while Luffy's in midair, bro. Trying to kill him, bro. Trying to kill him. And, Zoro sees what he's doing. He's like, yo, I got to block this. And Zoro comes in the clutch and blocks the whole thing. And mind you, this attack was so strong, it attacked the whole that whole castle area. Like, I think the top of the castle fell that they were on. Like, the top fell. Crazy work. Then after, Luffy goes Gear 5, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Zoro went King of Hell. I have to go back and look. But either way, they both go and attack Gabon. He just says, I quit, bro. All right, bro. I'm sorry. And it was cool seeing them get mad at the end, too. Because they're like, yo, how you going to sit there and try to kill us? And then now you want to say, I quit. Nah, out of here. So I thought that was funny. So that's why that's on my list. So that's number 4. All right. All right, guys. All right. Number 3. The Domi Reversi reveal of chapter 1150. I thought this was a big moment because we're finally seeing what Emu can do. We're finally seeing the meaning, somewhat, of what Emu's doing, Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys. I ate a little while ago. So it was cool to see, Emu's power and kind of understanding what they're doing. Because throughout the Elbaph arc, especially from the last 5 chapters or so, we've been getting more explanation of the contracts, what that entails of, what each level entails of, what kind of power it gives you, things of that nature. So I think it's pretty dope that we finally see like a full person who's Domi reversing. And in this case, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's Gunko. Gunko becomes Munko, and she goes to waste on everybody, bro. And it's just pandemonium there. And it also just goes to show you how powerful Emu is. So that's why that's in one of my favorite moments right now. All right, y'all. So we on the last. So we did 3. So we got 2 more, guys. We got 2 more. All right. So we on the final 2, guys. We're on the final 2. So number 2. This might shock a lot of people. Number 2. Rox D. Zabek's introduction. Now it's not number 1. Y'all might, if y'all watching, y'all might know what my number 1 is. It's not on my number 1 because what my number 1 is, I think really changed the game of One Piece, but we're gonna get to that. But Rox D. Zabek's introduction in chapter 1154 really made me go crazy. It made me go wild just because we finally got a reveal. We finally see the look of Zabek, which the fandom's been having these guesses for years about Zabek. When we first saw the silhouette of him, I think was it chapter 900 something, if I'm not mistaken. When you first hear of God Valley and when you first hear of rocks and you show that silhouette, a lot of people theorize that he looked like Teach Blackbeard. But now we got that confirmation that yes, this is Blackbeard's father, you know. So it was a big thing. And seeing the D right there, bro, it was so epic. And then seeing all the other Rocks pirates with him at that time, which I believe was Big Mom, Kaido, and I know it was Whitebeard. I know Big Mom. I believe it was Stussy. I think Big Mom was there, something like that. So it was cool seeing that, man. Just seeing how he looks, the aura forming, bro, is just man, just so fire, bro. I was really like, if y'all watch that chapter, and it's still up. I never, took it down. If y'all watch that chapter, when I reacted to that, I lost my freaking mind, bro, when that happened. Oh man. All right. Speaking of losing my mind. Number one, guys. Number one. Y'all should already know. Because when this came out, a lot of theories sprung up because of this. A lot of more questions got raised. Changed the whole game of One Piece in general. And yes, if you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you do know what I'm talking about, I'm going to tell you right now. Moral Peace, chapter 1138. Okay. This really changed the game. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, I don't know, but I felt like this changed the game for the whole shebang. It showed us a possible future, and it possibly, more than likely, showed us the past. It showed us. It really showed us what possibly happened in the past. Possibly could have showed us what's happening in the present and what could happen in the future. And like I said, a lot of people have sat here and a lot of people have made, questions about it. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? 17 Flame 17. I don't think I've saw you before, but thank you for coming to the channel. I appreciate it. So yeah, man. So getting that mural, seeing the mural, not even that. That too, but seeing Frankie witnessing the mural is crazy. And Robin hasn't even seen this yet, mind you. She's gonna go ballistic when she sees this. She is going. I guarantee you, by the time we get to the end of this arc, we either gonna have one or two chapters focusing on Robin decoding what this mural means. I can guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. But the mural is so important because you see Emu, you possibly see giants, you see Luffy possibly, you possibly see Loki. You're seeing other things that we possibly seen in the show, the series. But we just don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know. The scriptures that we read. There's so much to unpack on that mural that we just don't know. And if you watched my chapter reaction, chapter 1138, go watch that. I lost my whole entire mind when that chapter came out and I saw that mural for the first time. Because honestly, when I looked at it, I didn't know what I was looking at first. But then I started looking at it more, and then I was like, oh my God, this, yo. And then come to find out that kids from the ancient period between 800 and 900 years ago made this mural. Who were these kids that did it? Like, I'm telling you, there's so many questions that I have. Who made this mural? Was it just giant kids? Was it also other kids that did this? Because the way that Ripley explained it was told that there were other people, other kids. It was like appropriate. I forgot how Ripley said it. Cultural appropriation or something like that, where all the kids from different nations came together and did the mural. So did these kids have the ability to look into the future? I don't know. That's the thing. There's so many things I could talk about, bro. Oh man, like I said, the mural piece was at my number one just because it was just so big, bro, at that time. And yeah, man, yeah, that was damn. We went through that quick, guys. Damn, through the honorable mentions, and I went through the top five. Crazy. Uh, yeah, man, and yeah, like I said, guys, I apologize for doing this like last minute. I'm sorry, because I was trying to figure out what to do for the live stream since we don't have a chapter. I was gonna do a playthrough of Ghost of Yota. I was thinking about it, but then I said, nah, I want to do something One Piece related. And I thought about doing the top five for the best moments in Elbaph. I don't think we're gonna get a new chapter next week, if I'm not mistaken. And if that's the case, well, actually, no. Actually, I'm not even gonna. Actually, I'll let y'all know. I'm not even gonna be here, guys. I'm actually gonna be on vacation next week. I'm gonna be leaving from the 8th, and I think I'm coming back that Sunday or Monday. So you guys more than likely will not get a chapter. Well, I mean, there's no chapter coming out, but I mean, you probably won't get a live next weekend, more than likely. So I just want to let everybody know that as well that's watching this as well. But yeah, other than that though, yeah, man. Like, so that's my top five, man. That's my top five, and I got my honorable mentions too. Like, because I'm trying to think about what I want to say. Yo, Death from Above, what's going on, my guy? Rocks Pirate was cool. Yeah, man. The Rocks Pirates were so dope, bro. They were so dope. And honestly, the Rocks Pirates shouldn't have been even. It shouldn't have even worked as well as it did up until God Valley, because these are people that only looked out for themselves. These are these kind of people. You know what I mean? And they were all powerful in their own right. So, but it made sense because you got the one man who's stronger than all of these people that he's leading. So that worked out for itself too. So there was that too. And yeah, it was cool seeing their dynamic, the Rocks Pirates. And it was like kind of sad seeing it break apart in God Valley too, because Rocks got Domi reversied and all hell broke loose. And and I wanted to put that in my top five too, but it was just so hard to do this list, bro. Yeah, they were. They were real Pirates of the Caribbean types. Yeah, no, they were. They were. They were. And the other part of it is too that I found interesting. They weren't really. Yes, they were pirates, but they really weren't like dicks. Like, they weren't like going into other people, like they weren't going into villages and just destroying it and all that. Rocks wasn't even like that. Not really. Like, he was trying to, if in his own way, he was trying to, and maybe I'm wrong. In his own way, he was trying to make the world better. And his way of better was anarchy. making people make their own decisions, and if they're strong enough to live on that world, then they're going to be good. I don't know if that was the best thing, but it was better than what they were getting, because the government was not better. It was worse, bro. They were out here hunting people like they were dolphins or something. Like they were big game, bro. Like they were deers. Y'all saw what happened at God Valley. They were gathering people from that place, and they were just getting rid of women, children, men. It didn't even matter, bro. You were gonna get it, bro. And they were going off of a point system at that too. So it's like, was the government really better? No. Emu, the Celestials, they got to go, bro. They got to go. I'll tell you what, though. The worst thing about this arc was the God's Knights. And Harold. That they were the worst things about this damn arc. Just because Oda, I don't know if Oda was doing this on purpose. I don't know. But Oda made them look really bad. Especially the God's Knights. Because the way Dragon was hyping these dudes up when Sabo got back from Mary Joey, he was like, yo, they're going to come after us, bro. It's going to be a problem. You know, and that's why I don't think, and I hope I don't get in trouble with y'all for this, but I don't think Dragon is as powerful as I thought he was. I'm not exactly gonna call him a fraud. I'm not there yet. But I'm not there yet. But I will say, the stocks ain't looking too good, my boy. And I talked about this with Buggy off screen too, because I'm like, all right, well, if you're afraid of them, and what we know about the God's Knights, if you have strong enough hockey and doing it a certain way, then you can combat the Knights and you could dog walk them at any time. Yo, even when the Roger powers would come in contact with them, as we found out last chapter, they were trying to take Shanks from them, and they was like, nah. And they beat the holy hell out of them, especially Garling, bro. Garling, man, fraud watch, bro. He is sending out these fraudulent checks, bro. This man was getting his ass whooped repeatedly by the Knights, bro. I mean, by the Rogers Pirates, bro. Repeatedly, bro. And that's probably why he aged. That's probably, now that I think about it, that's probably why, because it's a punishment from Emu. That's probably why. He was like, yo, I thought you was a shit. Bro, you keep getting your ass, you and your crew keep getting your ass whipped by the Roger Pirates. So what we gonna do, since you the leader, you're gonna have to get this ass whooping, bro. You're gonna have to get that punishment. And maybe that's why, Garling still ages, maybe. I don't know. Because he had that immortality, but now he don't have. I don't think he had it, or I don't think he had it at that point anymore. And that's why he's probably old. Maybe he got demoted. That's what I'm thinking. But in any case, yeah, it showed that they're frauds, bro. They're legit frauds. You know what I mean? So yeah. But you know what, guys? I'm thinking about doing a top 10 chapter list for the Elbaph arc too. I'm thinking about doing that too for you guys. I might do that. You know what? It might be. Well, that'll be at some point, because I'm going on vacation. So by the time I get back from vacation, that week we should be getting the chapter, because I think we're gonna get a chapter on the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look. Matter of fact, let me go look right now. Let me look real quick. I'm sorry about that, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, you know what? I have to go and go on Mega Plus. January. Oh, wait. Wait, the chapter's out? Wait, is the chapter out? Because I'm looking at Manga Plus. They said the chapter will be out tomorrow. Wait, no, no, chapter right now. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Nah, I know I'm bugging. Hold up. Hold on, guys. Because I know it's not out. I know it's not out. Hold on a second, guys. Because it's saying that it's gonna come out on the 4th. Today's the 3rd. So if it comes out tomorrow, hold on, bro. Oh, hold on, bro. I said that's gonna be a problem. Hold on, guys. All right, so so it's not out. Okay, if it comes out tomorrow, that's gonna be a problem. I could still do the chapter for you guys, but I can still do the chapter for you guys if it comes out. Cause I see on Mega Plus it says it's coming out tomorrow. But why would it say? Yo, that's crazy though. Wait. Well, well, it's on. I'm sorry, because I'm reading on Manga Plus. It's on 1169, so it's not saying 1170. So they must not have 1170 yet. Yeah, okay, I'm bugging. Okay, so yeah, so they don't have 11. Okay, so it must be talking about 1170. Okay, so it must be okay. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I was about to say. I was about to say, bro. Okay. All right. I was about to say. I'm like, I know I'm not bugging. Next chapter. January 19th. Jesus. Oh, let me check the viz real quick. Oh, okay. So they're doing it. Okay. All right. All right. I'm trying to see when this thing is coming out. Well, I'm looking on Google and it says the next time it comes out, it's expected around January 19th. Well, I'll be back by then. So, all right. So, okay. So that's the okay. So it's probably going to be out around that time. Okay. So we just gotta wait and find out, guys. All right. You know what, guys? I think we're gonna end it here anyway. So you got my top 5, you got my honorable mentions, and we're gonna end it right here. Thank you guys for coming through. I really appreciate that. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you really like this and you want me to do more of these, smash the like button. Please give me 2+ likes. I'd really appreciate that. And also let me know and YouTube know that you like this content. And we got some more things coming from you for you in 2026. So stay tuned. Jujutsu Kaisen is coming out real soon. I don't know if I want to do My Hero Academia Vigilantes yet because to react to that, because I tried to do it and it kept giving me problems. YouTube kept giving me problems for whatever reason. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'll try one episode and see how that does. We'll see. All right, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces. Be safe. Have a good one. See y'all in the next one.